lay there on her back. While she lay there, the man began saying some incantations, occasionally pouring dry gin on the ground as he spoke. The first few minutes after the man began his incantations, Chanda did not feel anything, but as the man continued to speak, she suddenly felt like something had forcefully entered her body.
It is done! Once she gets up, she will feel a little weak, but she should be fine by daybreak. She is now ready to make you all the money you want.
After Chanda felt like something was forcefully entering her body, she blanked out. That was the last thing she remembered, and the next time she opened her eyes, she was in her room back at the mansion. What happened? I think you had a fever. Madame Nalini lied. What about the cemetery? Don't worry about that. Right now, you need to rest because you will be meeting someone important tonight. Okay, ma. Chanda spent the whole day resting and eating, even though the thought of visiting the cemetery that late still scared her. She tried not to think about it. Later that evening around 8 p.m., Chanda was in her room when Madame Nalini came to her with a short red dress. "Wear this," she said as she handed the seductive dress to Chanda. This? Oh, I'm sorry about that, ma. It was a slip of the tongue. I'll give you 10 minutes to be ready. My guest doesn't like to be kept waiting, she said before leaving Chanda's room. After Madame Nalini left, Chanda changed into the dress immediately because she didn't want to annoy Madame Nalini. After Chanda wore the dress, Madame Nalini sent one of the girls to bring Chanda to the guest area, and she followed her. Chief, she's the one I was talking about. Young and pretty as you like them, Madame Nalini said to an elderly man who was sitting beside her. From the man's expensive clothes and wristwatch, it was so obvious that he was rich.
Are you sure I'm the first to touch her since she came here?
Yes, Chief. You know I wouldn't lie to you. I know how you like them, so I saved her specially for you.
That's okay. Name your price. I will pay whatever you ask for.
You know, the usual. But you can just add 20,000 on top.
Consider that done.
Come here, Chanda. You will be following Chief home. I want you to make him very happy. Without being told what to do, Chanda understood everything immediately. She was so heartbroken that Madame Nalini, whom she trusted, actually turned out to be a pimp. That night, Chanda reluctantly left with Chief, and she returned the next morning. Knowing that Chief would tip Chanda for her service, Madame Nalini ensured she got all the money from Chanda so she wouldn't have anything on her. She did the same with the other girls because she didn't want them to run away. After Chanda's first night with Chief, she began sleeping with other men, and each time the men saw her, they couldn't explain why they badly wanted to sleep with her and spend on her. Most of the men who slept with Chanda were mostly politicians and married men who loved very young girls. It was their fetish, and they paid heavily for it. Concerning the part they couldn't resist Chanda, none of them knew that Madame Nalini had done some spiritual things to Chanda's body, which was why they couldn't resist her once they laid eyes on her. For many years, Chanda continued to sleep with men while working under Madame Nalini. In the course of those years, Chanda had seen some of her friends go out and never return. Some had their body parts cut out. Some of them would even run mad and eventually die. Afraid that something bad would happen to her one day, Chanda began thinking of how she would escape. In the past, whenever a client gave her extra money, she would hand everything to Madame Nalini, but when she became afraid that something horrible might happen to her, she began to hide some money. However, despite putting money aside to run away, Chanda was afraid of life outside the mansion.